now I'm gonna share my screen, and please let me know if you can see my screen right now. If so, please put a plus sign in the chat.
We can see.
Ah, okay, thanks. Okay, I see. Nice. Thanks for your feedback. Let's start then. So today's workshop is called Data Analytics and Visualization with or in Microsoft Power BI. This is a free tool from Microsoft which anyone can master. There are no prerequisites to master that tool. You don't have to have any programming experience. You actually don't need any programming to use that tool, and you don't have to have any technical background or expertise. And thanks to the organizers, University of Central Asia, for making this, for organizing this webinar. And my name is Catherine Rekhert, but for my English-speaking friends, I go by Catherine. The plan is, first of all, I want to get a little bit more understanding of who are in the audience today. So I'm going to ask a few questions from the audience, and then I'm going to introduce myself. Right after that, we will go to the Power BI theory and practice. I'm going to introduce everyone to the tool today, and you will see how I'm making visualizations live, and we will do some practice. And at the end, we will have this Q&A session, as I already told. So now let's move on with meet and greet. Could you please write 3 words in the chat? The first one is, what city are you from? The second one, what is your occupation? Whether you're an accountant, teacher, or anything else. And the third, put a number from 1 to 10 about how well you know Power BI already. 1 is you will be hearing about Power BI today for the first time. 10, you can do this workshop instead of me. 5 is like you're using it maybe at work. 2, 3, you try to maybe study this tool on your own. So please 3 words, or actually 2 words and 1 number: city, occupation, and how well do you know Power BI on the scale from 1 to 10. Almaty Education 1, Khujand Computer Science 1, Vinica Teacher 1, Korog Student 1, Bishkek Earth Sciences 1, Bishkek Student Recruitment 2, Glasgow Economist 3, Kyrgyzstan Student 1, How to fix the audio, what's wrong with the audio, Toronto Consultant 3, Bishkek Finance Officer 1. Wow, so many different cities, so many different occupations. Gilead, but based in Istanbul, I guess. Researcher 4, Narin Prep near Narin Student, Khujand Computer Science. Wow, such an international audience today. I'm really excited. I think I have never had a workshop with people from so many different cities. That's awesome. And I see that most of you are going to hear about Power BI. Islamabad is, ISP is Islamabad, Pakistan. Thank you so much for this note. Dushanbe, Prep Student 1. Okay, so, and I also see that most of you are going to hear about Power BI today for the first time. You are all in the right place. This is the workshop for the very beginners. I'm gonna introduce everyone to this tool today. Okay, thanks for your feedback. Let's move on. I'm gonna introduce myself now. As you probably heard or read in the announcement for this workshop, I used to work as business intelligence and data analyst at Microsoft in the United States, in Seattle. But even before that, before I moved to the IT sphere, I worked at FMCG companies like Procter & Gamble. I worked in Russia there. I had my own business, my educational center in Kazakhstan. In terms of education, I studied at Kazakh British Technical University in Almaty on that specific department that is called International School of Economics, where you have 2 diplomas. One is from University of London School of Economics, and the second one is from KBTU. And even before that, I graduated from choreography high school. And I always share this background of mine with the audience to inspire people. If you think that IT is not your thing, look at me. This is a completely different story from those that you usually hear, like people who program from 5 years old, then at 10 years old they write their own Facebook, and now they are at Microsoft. No, as you see, my background was very different, and the tool that actually changed my life was Microsoft Power BI. And for me, it's not just a tool. I really love this program, and I hope that by the end of this workshop, everybody will love it as much as I do. And regardless of what you're doing today, whether you are a teacher, computer science student, or anything else, you can also master that tool as I did, and I know this from my own experience. Okay, after I worked at Microsoft from 2016 to 2018. Then I transitioned to data science, and I've been working as data scientist for the past 2 years here in Kazakhstan at one of the top companies. Here are some pictures from Microsoft, Seattle. And in addition to my work experience there, I also, on the evenings, I was studying, and I got all Microsoft certifications in Power BI, in databases and other data technologies that were needed for me to make sure I know all these technologies really well. In addition to that, when I was in Seattle, on the evenings I studied at this university. It's called University of Washington. It is located in Seattle, and I got there a professional certification in business intelligence. It's not a master's degree, but it's like a shorter version of a master's degree where you study just for 6 months and get this professional certification. This is the picture of the very first one, certification from Microsoft. This is another one in databases and also data modeling, which is very important for Power BI. And this is University of Washington. This is how this certification looks like. And the price of that certification is almost $4,000. And I'm sharing this information with you so that you know how valuable this knowledge is there right now in the United States, and now it is finally coming to Kazakhstan and Central Asian countries. And this is the last one, certification of mine, again in Microsoft Power BI. Another thing that I really liked while I was working in the US is that IT community there is very developed, and you can get lots of help from them. Any evening you can go to some study group, conference, meetup, and meet people there who are also struggling like you do with with studying some IT skills or solving some problems IT related. And that community really helped me to get into data analytics, to learn necessary skills, and after just a few months transition to Microsoft. And when I came back to Kazakhstan, I really wanted to create something like that here to help local people get those skills and opportunities. And that's why a year and a half ago I founded Kazakhstani Business Intelligence Community. We already have more than 1,700 people, and you can also join it. It is the chat is in Russian, but you can ask questions in English there as well. There are lots of people who speak English and who will be able to help you. So So let me see, where is the chat? Okay, here it is. I'm sharing the link with you. Oh, everyone. Okay, sent you a link. Please feel free to join. This community is being run on a voluntary basis. So it's like a non-profit. What we do free workshops, meetups. We do workshops on Power BI, SQL, Python, Excel. It is all for free. They are being conducted by people who are professionals in that sphere, and we also do meetups with professionals from data analytics. For example, 10 days ago we had a data scientist from Microsoft. She works in Seattle, and she shared with us how she learned data skills on her own and transitioned to business intelligence and then to data science. We had Talgat Musin, who works at Google in New York in the sphere of marketing analytics. We had Bayan, who works at Microsoft in Paris, also as business analyst. We had Tokjan Sultan, who works as data scientist in New York as well. And it is all for free, so please join. And if you also want to help us in any way, we are always open for collaborations. Okay, and in addition to the community, I'm also a public speaker. I had more than 70 public talks within the last 2 years. Most of them are in Russian, so those of you who can speak this language, you can, after this workshop, click on these links and read more about data science or watch my YouTube videos. And lastly, I'm also a founder of Data Boom KZ. It's a consulting and also education firm that helps people master data skills or solve their data issues. Our main product is this course that I'm the author of, Data Analytics and Visualization Microsoft Power BI. And I'm also the invited trainer, Power BI trainer at Microsoft Kazakhstan. Data Boom, as I already said, we help people solve their data problems and also learn data analytics with Microsoft Power BI. A little bit of stats on Data Boom. It's on June 29th, we celebrated 1 year. It's been an amazing year. We've grown a lot, and during that year we had already 15 streams of 6-week Power BI course. A stream is a period of time, 6 weeks, when we have a bunch of new students, when we get a bunch of new students, and then they go through that course and graduate. And we have more than 220 graduates of that 6-week course, and more than 1,500 graduates of shorter term trainings and workshops, like the ones that I did for Microsoft Kazakhstan, 1 day, 2 day workshops, etc. We also work all over the world. Since the quarantine started, since March of this year, we moved to online, and we already had students from 9 countries. But I believe this workshop has audience from more than 9 countries, from what I've seen at the beginning. Yeah, so it's another milestone for me, I guess. So and we already had students from 9 countries. All of them are Russian speakers, but now, as you see, we are transitioning to English as well, and we want to help people who speak English also learn those skills. Most of my students are people who are being sent by their employers to study with us, and here you can see those companies who already sent lots of their employees to study at Data Boom. For example, Beeline Kazakhstan, more than 40 students from Beeline were sent to us and graduated from our 6-week course. Mars, which is an international corporation, they send people from local Almaty office and also from Minsk, Belarus. Toyota, Nestle, Sberbank, and also Home Credit Bank, a National Bank of Kazakhstan, tobacco companies like GTI, British American Tobacco, Philip Morris, KPMG, all these big four companies, Deloitte, Ernst & Young, all of them studied at DataBoom. And Kolesa Group, this is the one of the top IT companies in Kazakhstan, and this is where I worked as data scientist. I don't know, maybe everybody in that company already know Power BI, because I taught my Power BI course there twice during my work there. And now I wanted to show you a few examples of what my students achieve after 6 weeks during that course. I have these 3 slides. These 3 students are top students of their streams. Tamara from 13th stream, Nadezhda from 12th, and Yelena from 13th stream. You can all click this link. I will share the slides with you after this webinar. And now I already prepared these links here for the webinar. You can open them as well from the slides, and you can study in detail on your own what they have accomplished, and I will just showcase a little bit right now for you. For example, let me actually switch to some English version. Let's use this one. For example, on this title page, we can click on any icon and then we will move to the page. For example, this one has shipment analytics, and sorry, it is being loaded a little bit slowly because of this live stream. It gets most of my internet connection. And here we can see some visualizations. All of these visualizations are interactive. If you click on one side, for example, I clicked on that bar, and you see that all other visualizations, they have been filtered according to my selection. We also have lots of slicers. We can click and choose this specific store, or this specific range of dates, this specific year, category, or weight category of our product. And this is how a Power BI report looks like when it is done. And something like that, a prototype of that, we will develop today together in just a few minutes. And I also wanted to show you some other page. Let's switch to this one, customers. What I wanted to show you is this. Let's see, when I navigate or hover over this visualization, we can see this black rectangle with some text, and this is called Tooltip in Power BI. And if I switch to another visualization and hover over it, you can see a very different tooltip, which contains in itself another visualization, and it changes when I move to different bars of that visual, as you see. And today we will also learn how to make this thing in Power BI. For everybody who sees that tooltip for the first time, it looks like something very difficult, like people think that you need to know programming or some advanced stuff to be able to create something cool as this thing. But we will see how we can make in Power BI things like that in just minutes. Okay, I'm switching back to the presentation. There are lots of interesting things in those reports, so please study them on your own after this webinar. And now, what is Power BI? We just seen what the end result looks like. It looks like this interactive dashboard that you can open on any device actually, and you can share it with everybody within your organization. But let's give it some Russian words left here. So what is Power BI? It's a professional tool for data analytics and visualization. In addition to those cool interactive visualizations, Power BI will also help you forget about Excel hell, so-called Excel hell. What is this? there are lots of times and examples when you have to spend hours doing the same work in Excel, or for example, I have a question for you. Can you please put a plus sign in the chat if you experienced a situation like that? Let's say you prepared some Excel report for a month, and then you sent it to your manager, everything is all right, cool. A month later, you have to prepare that exact same report on your own again with a new data, just same report for a new month's data. And you open your own report and you look at it with a blank page in your mind, and you're like, wow, what did I do last month? I don't remember. Where did this column go? Why this formula is showing this number? Please put a plus sign in the chat if you experience this situation by yourself at any time. Okay, cool. We can see at least 4 people who are familiar with that. Oh, 6, 7, or many of you actually. Cool. Another situation, which is much worse. Let's say you are a new employee and you've been given some Excel report. Another person was responsible for this report, and this person is gone on vacation, on a business trip, or this people resigned, whatever, this person resigned or whatever. So this person is gone, and you have this Excel report which you have no idea how it has been done, and you sitting on your with your laptop till 5 a.m. trying to figure out everything, trying to make sure numbers are matching, and trying to take your hair from out of your head. Please let me know if you ever had to struggle like that. If so, please put 3 plus signs in the chat. If you ever had this kind of gift from somebody and struggled with that till 5 a.m. trying to figure out how this report was prepared by somebody else. Okay. I can see. So the term Excel hell is very familiar apparently for today's audience. This is awesome because now today you're gonna learn how to forget about Excel hell forever. So Power BI, in addition to those stunning visuals, will also enable you to forget about those repetitive tasks, and whatever has been done to any of the tables within that tool, it will be automatically recorded in Power BI so that you never forget what you have done. And if you ever receive any file from somebody else, you will have all the steps recorded there, and you will have no need to repeat them on your own because you can just copy and paste that algorithm. Okay, let's move on. So because of those features that Power BI has, because of what it has to offer, who needs Power BI? First of all, Power BI is professionals who work with data will benefit from Power BI. You don't have to be a data analyst to benefit from Power BI. Or you can say like everybody who needs Excel, everybody who works in Excel needs Power BI. Also, founders and managers need Power BI. Usually, founders of companies or managers, they come to our Power BI course with that phase because they are tired of waiting for hours or days for a report. They're tired of not being able to see the whole picture of how business is doing just on one page, or let's say on one dashboard. And also anyone who is interested in mastering one of the most attractive skills of the 21st century are coming to us. People who want to switch their career, for example. And talking about the most attractive skill of the 21st century, I'm referring to this article from Harvard Business Review. It was issued in October 2012, some 8 years ago, and data scientist has been called one of the most attractive jobs of the 21st century. Data scientists can be as well replaced by business intelligence analysts, data analysts, any professional who works with data. Their skills are in demand right now, and it has been like that 8 years in the Western world, and finally it is coming to us. And what are the main advantages of Power BI as a tool? First of all, it is a free tool for everyone. Everybody can just download this tool and start using it today. There is no difference between free version and pro version, but this pro version is also very affordable for companies. It only costs $10 per user per month. $10 is like a price of couple of cups of coffee. Any individual entrepreneur, any small business can afford this. And I believe that educational institutions, they also have some other special offerings from Microsoft, and they can even get this tool for less money. Another advantage of Power BI that you can connect to it any data source, like all data sources that you can imagine can be connected to that tool, and you can extract data from any data source to Power BI. Another advantage of Power BI is that new features and improvements are being released every month. Sometimes it is annoying when you had to when you had to install updates like every month. Sometimes it was very annoying, but actually it is very cool. Power BI is one of the priorities at Microsoft, and they keep improving that tool. And I've seen lots of great improvements over the last 5 years that I've been working with that tool. In addition to that, it is easy to learn, easy to use, and it's a Microsoft quality product. And because of those advantages, Power BI is the leader of BI platforms for 13 consecutive years. If you're familiar with this Gartner quadrant of leaders, you can see Microsoft up here, and this is the article from official Microsoft website from the February of this year, that for 13 consecutive years Power BI is the leader for analytics and BI platforms. And some people are thinking today that Power BI is some new tool. Not really. It has been a leader for 13 years already. It's a new tool on our, like in Central Asia or in Kazakhstan, finally coming to us. Okay, and also if you speak Russian, please get yourself familiar with this study, with this research that has been done in Kazakhstan on Kazakhstani local market of analysts. You can see here that 47%, like half of companies, are still using for analytics and visualizations tools like Excel and Google Sheets. So like half of people. And on the second place, we can see Power BI, so it's already getting leadership in Kazakhstan. 36% of companies are using it, but also there is a huge area of opportunity for you and companies to escape from this Excel hell and use that tool. And here you can also find some info on salaries. An interesting point here is that business intelligence analysts are needed to every company. Absolutely any company needs to escape this Excel hell. And in comparison to data scientists, the salary of BI analyst is just 20,000 tenge less. So for BI, business intelligence analyst is, I don't know how much is that in US dollars, so maybe, because we have international audience, let's see. So BI analyst is about $1,200, and data scientist is maybe like $50 more. But only few companies can actually do data science and can hire specialists like data scientists. And in terms of skills that you need to learn to become business intelligence analyst and data scientist, there is a huge difference as well. For business intelligence analysts, sometimes you need just Power BI, and for data scientists, you always need a lot more. Okay, two main components of Power BI, and then we will switch to the practice session. Power BI consists of two main components: Power BI Desktop This is a program that you install on your laptop, like this one. I just opened it to show you, like Excel, PowerPoint, or Microsoft Word. You install it on your laptop and you can use it here. If you see, the interface is very familiar. If you used any Office products before, you can already see this up ribbon with some buttons. So this is Power BI Desktop. And the second component is powerbi.com. It's a cloud service provided by Power BI. The link that I've been showing to you at the beginning, this is called powerbi.com. So again, Power BI Desktop is a program on your laptop, and powerbi.com is what you see on any other device, is what you see in your browser, what you see on your tablet, iPhone, even on smartwatch like Apple Watch, Samsung Watch. Once you build those visualizations here in Power BI Desktop, you publish them to the cloud, and from that very moment on any device you can access that data in real time. And one more thing, Power BI Desktop, the program that you install on your laptop, it also consists of 3 components. And now I'm going to use the analogies, which I use a lot on my course to make sure it's easy for people to learn these new concepts, and it also makes it much more fun to study Power BI if you use analogies. So the first component of Power BI Desktop, it's a kitchen of Power BI. It is also called Query Editor, but you don't have to remember it right now. The only thing you need to remember that it is a kitchen. And what we do on the kitchen, we bring raw ingredients, raw products to the kitchen, like we connect to raw data sources. And then on that kitchen we have lots of tools that we can use. Any good kitchen has lots of tools for different ingredients. On that kitchen we are the main chef, and we also have a sous chef. It's like it's an AI-based feature that helps you to achieve some results without even pressing buttons by yourself. We have 2 main recipes on that kitchen, and of course our dishes that we make on that kitchen are tables. And after we did all our work on that kitchen, we moved these tables to the second component of Power BI Desktop. It is called the heart of Power BI. It is actually called data model, and why it is the heart of Power BI? Because it is vital for everything. If you don't have a right model in place, you will not be able to present your data correctly on any of those visualizations, and you will not be able to use DAX formulas. DAX is data analysis expressions. It's a formula language that you use in Power BI. It's not a programming language. DAX actually looks like just plain English. There are no loops. There is nothing scary that you usually see in regular programming languages. It's not a programming language, it's formula language. So it's like sets of formulas that you need to study and practice. And it only works correctly, all those calculations in DAX work correctly if you have the right model in place. So model is the heart of Power BI, and the third final component is data visualizations. I call it cherry on the top. So kitchen, heart, and the cherry. And if you thought that Power BI is about visualizations, not really. According to Pareto principle, only 20% of time you spend building visualizations, but 80% of the time you clean data on the kitchen, prepare tables, and then in the heart of Power BI you create relationship, data model, and use DAX, and only 20% you build those visuals. But don't worry, everything is being done without a single line of code. And now we are switching to the practice session. I'm opening Power BI Desktop, and we are also recording this webinar, so if you want to repeat those steps after the webinar, I will share with you all the data, all the materials, and you can do that on your own for your own fun. Let's start with getting data. On the home section, I press this button, get data, and you can see here some common data sources, but if you click more, you will see dozens of other data sources that you can connect to from Power BI. And if you will not find your own data source there, there is an option to create a connector for your own needs to your specific data source. Okay, something is frozen on my laptop. Sorry, Power BI is getting shy on the webinars and it is starting to freeze at the very inconvenient moment. Okay, here you go. So here are those dozens data sources, but today we're going to work with the very simple one, Excel. So I'm choosing Excel, then I click connect. And on my laptop, I'm going to use this Excel workbook, AdventureWorks database. It is an Excel, the AdventureWorks, it's an imaginary company that sells bicycles. So I'm choosing this file and then I click open. We are connecting to the data source. And in a second, after all tables are going to get loaded here, we will see, sorry, forgot about the navigation step. Here in the navigator, we can choose which sheets from that Excel workbook we want to load in our Power BI report. We don't have to choose, we don't have to load all the sheets. We can choose the ones that we need. So we are choosing these first 4, then we click load. And now in a few seconds, we're gonna see those tables pop up here in the Fields tab. And it works just like that with any other source. If you connect to some SQL database, if you connect to some CSV file, you just use this connector, you press get data, you select your data source, and then depending on the data source, you will have different options. You can either select a file on your laptop or in some cloud folder. You can be prompted to a page where you need to put login and password for database, let's say. Okay, now all the data has been loaded and we can see fields here. And by the way, right now we are being located in the cherry part of Power BI desktop. This is where we build visualizations. We also have, and this is called report tab. We also have data tab here. If I press on that one, this is a helper tab where you can see tables the way they are being prepared on the kitchen. But today we are not doing anything on the kitchen. These tables came to us already in a prepared format. So we can just observe them here. And the third tab, data model, this is how it looks like. This is the heart of Power BI. Power BI has created these connections between tables, or actually they are called relations, automatically. They have this automatic feature that finds relationships and builds them. It is very important, as I've already said, to know how to make these connections, to know how to prepare these tables on the kitchen, but this is more like of a theoretic knowledge. The actual creation of tables, the actual creation of a relationship is very easy. For example, if I want to create a relationship between 2 tables, I just take a field from one table and then I put it on the field in another table. And boom, in a second we have a relationship here. So just drag and drop, nothing difficult. You just need to understand the concepts behind. Today we are not going to go deep in those concepts. Today we are doing fun stuff. We are doing those 20% cherry on the pie. And now let's finally build our first visualization. Here you can see the section with a few dozens of standard visualizations that Power BI has. Let's select donut chart. I just pressed on this icon of donut chart and we can see the canvas of it popped up, and I can move it the way I want. I can make it bigger or lower or smaller, sorry. And now let's add some data on that visual. I'm opening the sales table and I'm finding a column that is called sales amount. I'm dragging this column, sales amount, and putting it here. And now we see our sales amount. It's being totaled by 29 millions. We can see it here, and I can add another field. Let's say subcategory from the product table. Another way to put a column on a visualization, you can put it in the box like that. So when you have a visual selected, you have these boxes available. Now I unselected the visual and these boxes disappear, but when I select it again, you will see here sales amount and you will see here subcategory. Okay, here we go. We have this first visualization, some simple donut chart, sales by subcategory. Now let's build another one, cart. The cart just shows you the total amount. Let me put it here. And the third way to put a column on visualization is you have to select the visualization and then you can click here in that box, tick that box, and you will see that it automatically appeared here and on the visual itself. And all these visualizations are being interactive already. If I click here on this subcategory, on this part of my pie chart, I can see that this visual has been filtered. If I unclick it, it comes back to 29 million. If I click here, this is gonna change again. So you now see that they are both working together, they're being interactive with each other, and this is being done through the connection, the relation that we have between these two tables. Okay, we have just learned how to build standard visualizations in Power BI, but it also has lots and lots of custom visuals. In order to get custom visuals, you need to click on these three dots and then get more visuals. And after that, you are going to see a marketplace, or now it is called App Source, where you can find, I believe there are about 300 other custom visuals. Anything you can imagine, you can find here. The only advice, because these visuals are being created by some outside companies, by some developers, they are not being created by Microsoft. Please pay attention to how they work, because Power BI is being updated every month. Not every visualization is capable of keeping up with that pace, and when you add visualizations from App Source, try to add those that have this tick mark or the sign that this visual is certified by Power BI. That way you will reduce the probability of those visuals having some bugs. And now I'm gonna find here in the search field visualization that is called Enlighten Aquarium. I'm gonna click add to add it to my Power BI report. You can see a success message, okay, and you can see this small fish appeared in another section. Below standard visuals, you will have a section where all those custom visuals will be added. And now I'm gonna build this custom visual. Everything is being done in the same way. I'm just clicking on it and we have this canvas. Let's make it big, and I'm gonna put again sales amount there, and I'm gonna choose from customers table an occupation column. And now we can see the aquarium with small fish. If you hover over any fish, you will see that, for example, this big one is the bigger the fish, the more we sold to that particular group of customers with certain occupations. So this is professionals, this orange is management, this small one is some manual workers, this one is clerical, and this one is skilled manual. This visualization is not the most serious one. You probably won't put it on the report for C-level executives or whatever, but it is very fun. It's very charming, and it helps you understand get an idea of what custom visuals can do. And let me also show you some settings. Any visual has this settings part when you can, for example, change colors or do whatever you want. And here we can change the fish itself. Now it is a triangle fish, or we can even choose sharks. But those sharks are too very charming. And now I want to ask you again for your feedback. Please put a number from 1 to 5 about how you like what you have seen so far. 5 means you like it very much. 1, you don't really like anything. Does desktop work with internet connection or without? Thank you for your question, Ksenia. Desktop works without internet connection, but if you want to publish it to the powerbi.com service, you need internet connection. And if you want to download custom visuals, you as well need internet connection. For everything else, you don't really need it, unless your data source is being a web data source too. Like for example, if you want to extract data from from Google Analytics, you need internet connection. 5, 6, 5, 4, 5 plus 5. Okay, cool. Thanks for your feedback. We just learned how to build standard and custom visuals. I'm happy that you liked it. And now we're gonna learn how to build Tooltip. Remember that cool thing that appears when you navigate, when you hover over certain parts of the visual? Right now we can see that it is a black rectangle, a boring black rectangle with some text. And now let's make it less boring. For that, I'm gonna create a second page. Here I'm gonna create again this card visual with sales amount on it. And in addition to that, I'm putting it to the top left corner. There will be a reason for that. In just a second, I'm gonna show you. Another visual that I'm creating is a clustered bar chart. Let me make it bigger. I'm putting sales amount there, and I'm also putting a country column. And now we can see countries by sales amount. In the settings, I can also turn on data label so that we can see the specific amount. And I also want this chart to only show top 3 countries, not all the countries, but top 3 countries. For that, I'm gonna find on the filters pane, find this section filters on this visual, find country column, expand it, and select, instead of basic filtering, filter type that is called top N, that I'm gonna put a number 3 here because I want top 3 countries. And then I'm gonna use sales amount field again, put it here because I want top 3 countries by sales amount. And then I click apply filter, and you see now that this visual only shows you top 3 countries. Okay, I'm moving it here, and now I click in the white space so that no visual is selected, and then I'm go to the settings, and now it is settings of the page itself. In the page information, I'm turning on this tooltip, and then in page size, I'm changing the type from 16:1 to tooltip, and now boom, everything becomes so big. That's why we've been putting everything in the top left corner, so that we only have to do small changes here. Okay, cool. We have everything we needed here, and then I'm moving back to the first page. I'm selecting our donut chart. Let's make sure we still have this boring black rectangle, and now I'm going to settings. at the very end, I'm finding this tooltip section and I'm changing the page from auto to page 2, the one that we just created. Okay, and now let's see. Boom, the magic works. When I navigate to the road bike section, we can see the number on the tooltip automatically being filtered to 14.52 millions, and we can see top 3 countries just for this subcategory. This is top 3 countries for the road bikes. This dark blue is mountain bikes, and when I navigate to it, we can see the total sales amount for mountain bikes and top 3 countries for mountain bikes. So you see that they are automatically being filtered anywhere, depending on where you hover your mouse over. So this is how tooltip is being created, and this is just one element. Imagine how many more things Power BI has to offer. And now I again want to ask for your feedback. Please put a number from 1 to 10 in the chat about how you like the tooltip creation. 10, you like it very much. 1, you don't like it at all. Let's see, how do you like tooltips? Okay, 10, 10, 10, 10, 9, 5, 9, 5. Or maybe people are still putting 5s as in the previous time, or maybe somebody didn't really like tooltip. But that's okay. Nice, thanks a lot for your feedback. The last thing we're gonna do here, we're gonna publish it to the cloud. For that, I'm clicking that button publish on the home section. Before we publish, we need to save our changes, and here I'm gonna save it as UCA 1609, save. And for that, to be able to publish, I need internet connection, and I'm gonna see another window with some options where I want to publish it. Like there are some folders in the cloud that I've created already, but when you just register for the first time in Power BI, it is also for free. You will only see my workspace, but for me there are many options. Like my students have been creating all those workspaces that I see right now. Workspace is like a folder in the cloud, and I'm gonna select as a destination my workspace, and in a few seconds we're gonna have this report published to powerbi.com, to the cloud service, and from that very second anyone can access it, anyone within your organization, of course, but you can also create an open link. Okay. How long it is being published depends on your internet connection, which might not be the best one right now for me. By the way, this is actually the last thing that I'm showing, and after that we're gonna move to the Q&A section. If you already have some questions, please feel free to type them in the chat, and I'm gonna starting to answer them in just a few minutes. So you can go ahead and type your questions. Any questions, it doesn't have to be about Power BI, anything that you are interested in, I am ready to answer. Okay, let me switch to the browser so I don't have to maybe wait for it here. In the browser I'm gonna open Power BI as well. Okay, it's still publishing for some reason. Yeah, definitely something is going on with my internet connection. It's being slow right now. but that's all right. Okay, let's see here, workspaces, my workspace, maybe it is already here, I'm hoping, in the reports section. Let's see, no, not really, still publishing. Sorry about my slow internet connection today. But I hope it will be there in a second, and I'm gonna come back to it. But by the way, I wanted to make a small announcement. If you are a woman from Kazakhstan, if you speak Russian, I wanted to share with you about this initiative with American Space. In collaboration with American Space, for the second time this year, we're gonna have a free or like charity class for 35 women from Kazakhstan. You can apply, and application just started 2 days ago. You can apply till September 30th, and then we're gonna select, together with American Space in Almaty, we're gonna select 35 women who will study my class, 6-week class, for free. This is the initiative to support women in tech, women in IT. So if you are a woman from Kazakhstan, or you have any friends in Kazakhstan who identifies themselves as women and who want to transition to IT or learn Power BI, so please share with them. I'm gonna share the slides with you after this workshop, and you can click this link to register. This will be in Russian. So I just wanted to share with you that announcement. And now Q&A finally, and let me check for the last time. No, still publishing. Okay, whatever. Sorry about it again. And let me move to the chat. Okay, do you have any recorded lessons, or can you show how to prepare the data in the kitchen? Yes, I do have a recorded lesson actually. Right now, this week, I'm hosting a free 1-week Power BI mini course, and yesterday we just studied the kitchen. I'm happy to share it with you, or on my Instagram page. Let me show this slide again. On my Instagram page, you can find it in the in the bio section. You can find the link, you can join this free class, and you can watch this tutorial on the kitchen that has been just delivered by me yesterday. Okay, does Power BI import the Access query? Do you mean Microsoft Access? If so, for sure, any Microsoft product is being connected with Power BI very, very easily. Adding to Chinara's request, more lectures about kitchen and hard kitchen. Please feel free to watch this free tutorial. You can find it in the link in bio of my Instagram page. If you won't be able to find it, just text me directly on Instagram and I will share it with you. Are these classes conducted online? Can ladies from Kyrgyzstan apply as well? Yes, this is an online class, but unfortunately it is only for Kazakhstani citizens, I would say, because this is the initiative of American Space Kazakhstan, American Space Almaty, and US Embassy in Kazakhstan. So for now it is only for Kazakhstan. SPCE KZ is planning to launch the course with Ekaterina. We will announce it soon. Yeah, thank you, Kwandik. As I've told you at the beginning, I'm planning to teach this class as well very soon in collaboration with University of Central Asia and SPCE, and you are all welcome to join my class, which will be in English. And by the way, that tutorial regarding the kitchen that you just asked about, it's gonna be in Russian. So how will you share this presentation and recording with us? I believe we have some kind of mail list to which somehow you got this announcement, right? But to make things easier, let me put this lecture on YouTube, and let me put the link in my Instagram. If you have Instagram, so please just use that link that I've already shared with you to my Instagram page, and I will put it right after we finish. In the bio, you will find the link to the video of that tutorial that we had today, to that webinar, and in the description to the video I'm gonna put the link to the presentation. The interactive section after printing are gone and it becomes flat as paper. Yes, if you download Power BI as PDF or PowerPoint, the interactive sections will be gone, and yeah, it's gonna be just a flat paper. That's right, Ksenia. Yeah, thanks. Yes, I can share it. Kondik, thank you so much. Yeah, but if you won't be able to get it, so just in case, I'm gonna put the recording, the video and the presentation in the link in bio of my Instagram page. Apparently it's a very great social media tool to get people introduced to Power BI. It's not just for pictures of food, apparently. Okay, any more questions? I'm glad we finished on time, so it took 1 hour as I promised. Can you give advices to bachelor students of USA? If you want me to give an advice related to today's webinar, please master data skills or IT skills. IT is the future, data skills are the future. Whatever you are studying today, it's a high time to start learning these tools, like for example Power BI. Please try to study it at least on your own, even if you won't be able to join my class, let's say. Please try to study it on your own. This tool is going to be in a high demand, and also it's going to help you in whatever you do in life. So I guess that's gonna be my advice. I can give many more. I can give much more, but like on different topics if you want me to. Chinari is asking, you've mentioned that the algorithm of data processing can be saved in Power BI and like Excel. Is there something we do additionally, or it is saved automatically? Yes, this is saved automatically. I'm showing how it is being done on that tutorial. The recording you will be able to find, the kitchen tutorial that I've done yesterday. Yeah, it's being all saved automatically. You don't have to do anything. I can probably show you right now. Let me cancel this publishing because it's taking forever for some reason. Again, sorry for technical issues, and my Power BI is getting shy again when I'm doing webinar. Great, thank you. Now it's not gonna let me go to the kitchen. Okay. Any other questions? Thank you. Thanks everybody for attending. Thanks everybody for all your great questions, for all the feedback. I really enjoyed this webinar. It's another milestone for me, as I told you. I never did Power BI webinars in English before, and I've never done sorry as well for my English. It's getting rusty these days after 2 years in Kazakhstan. We are looking forward to the courses by SPCE. Thank you so much. Thanks everybody. It was interesting. I'm glad. Okay. Thank you for your time. Real quick, special for Chinara. I just went to the kitchen of Power BI, and very simple example. Let's say right now I'm in the customer table, and here in the applied steps you can see that algorithm that has already been applied to that table. And even if I want to, let's say, just rename a column, see, I put the number 2 here, I press enter, and you see automatically here renamed column step. Like everything you do with the table will be automatically recorded. You will never forget, you will never have to do that again. In the tutorial I'm showing how to how to copy that algorithm and move it elsewhere, or apply it to a table that looks like the same way. And now I'm going to rename it again. Boom. So even renaming a column, deleting a column, moving a column, everything is going to be recorded. Okay, let me get back to the chat. Thank you, we enjoyed it. Look forward for online courses from you, everyone. Okay, thank you so much for your feedback. Thanks everybody for attending. I wish you the very best. Please stay healthy and safe. And I wish you every success in anything you do. In anything you do. What about the official certificate? Do you mean the certificate after the course completion? Of course, we're gonna give that. Certificate from Microsoft. In order to get this certification, you need to study, you need to prepare, you need to have some advanced knowledge. My class or my course is for beginners. And the course I'm going to start teaching, it will only help you to move from 0 to some confident user level. Sorry, the magic is not being done that fast. I mean, in 6 weeks, or actually we're going to have a 8 or 10 weeks course, I believe. I won't be able to make you an advanced expert in Power BI, but right now I'm also working on an advanced course that will prepare you for the certification by Microsoft and help you learn some advanced concepts. I'm working on that class, and hopefully we're gonna launch it sometime in November. The first version will be in Russian, but then we can also make it in English as well. So I'm working on that, but the course for beginners won't be able to prepare. Okay, please consider discounts. Yes, of course, the very first stream is always at the discount, because, you know, this is the first time for us, the first time for students. We're gonna learn a lot from students, from their feedback during that very first stream. So yeah, the first one will be at the discount, but it's gonna be in Russian. If you speak that language, feel free to join. Perfect. Okay. Thanks everybody for your questions. Thanks everybody for your time. It's 8:10. I'm gonna let you all go and enjoy your evening. Shortly after I finish, I'm gonna put the link on my Instagram page in the bio. Thanks again for attending. All the best to you, and if you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to me via Instagram, or you can use my name to find me on LinkedIn. And thanks again to Juan Dick and University of Central Asia for having me today, for organizing this workshop. It's been a pleasure, a milestone for me. Okay. This is the part where I finish. Let me find. Okay, I stopped sharing my screen, and now I'm gonna leave the meeting. Thanks again, everybody. Enjoy your evening. Bye bye.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.